everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the second creation explanation for our music video, SF Veggies.
I'm on a ride, I'm on a ride, let's take a ride, let's take a ride, I'm on a ride, get on my ride, let's take a ride, I'm on a ride.
So this whole album came from just us making music while we were traveling for fun because you're waiting for your layovers or you're on a bus and you're just bored.
And the app Voloco made it really easy to do that.
Yes, and this song, SF Veggies, is called SF Veggies because it was written and partially recorded at SFO, at the San Francisco airport.
Where did we get this idea? Well, after we were done recording the song, Kayla was just like, it would be dope if there was some slow-mo stuff going on in the forest. I just thought of someone running through the woods from someone that's hunting them down.
He's like, what if we have 10 men on horses and they're chasing them through the forest? And I'm like, all right, babe, I don't know if we're going to be able to find 10 horses and hire 10 extras and have safety crew on set. Like, this is a super low budget project. So that's when we came up with the idea together. We're like, oh, well, it makes sense if it's the two of us. What if she's the one who's hunting him?
Yeah, and I think that's what really brought this whole vibe of having me and her both as the main subjects of this whole project. I think it all started with Veggies, for sure.
This is a really good example of, in this project, how we were playing every single role. Looking like fools while we're filming, all in our wardrobe, and it's just the two of us filming each other through this whole project. And it was hot, and we were running around, holding the camera in the scene where he's running from, the female character, and I'm running behind him with the camera. It was just really cool. Like, this was all us, and it was really challenging, but it was really cool.
Because we're playing each role, it really felt really intimate, in the whole project. We really felt like this was us fully manifesting this idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this is a unique project because there is no client. We are the client, and so there's a singular voice, and of course that revolves around the balance and the duels, which exists in every creations project that we've made to date. In this project, I think the duels are kind of apparent. You have the hunter lady, and then you have the farmer dude.
Obviously, he's in a lot of color. She's in a lot, and mainly all black.
Yep. And I think that's kind of your duel, but I think the theme was all about forgiveness and friendship.
Peace.
We basically had 2 days. It was like 1.5 days to do the whole shoot, and of course with just the two of us, so that was an additional challenge. You have this big youth church group party going on the side. They're all watching us.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know. Just they're right up on the side. Just all these kids playing baseball and stuff.
Yeah. What are you most proud of for this project?
Most proud of the execution. Literally, we went out there and we set up the camera on the tripod, and we would review each shot after each take, and we would adjust and see what little things that we needed to do to make it look good. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of the execution. It was really damn good.
I feel like mine kind of goes into that. I feel like for me it was the preparation that allowed for that. I mean, we had been to the campsite once. It's about 3.5 hours away from where we live. We went again just to scout and to make sure that we knew every shot that was storyboarded was actually possible when we got there. And the storyboard was complete, and every shot that you see in the video was storyboarded. There were edits and certain camera moves that obviously were improvised, but every shot you see was storyboarded, and the preparation for that was so solid. We went out there and it was smooth and easy. I feel like something I'm also very proud of for this project, or maybe just something that I really like about this project, is it's one of the more cinematic projects that we've worked on, in the fact that there's a full story, and it just kind of fell into your very classic A-B plot with your 3 acts, and it fell into place really nicely. And I feel like that was really cool.
It's definitely a watch and a cinema type of vibe.
Yes, we would suggest watching on your projector if you have one,
yes.
or on your television, or on your phone with some headphones so that you can really immerse yourself in the experience.
Put yourself in it.
Put yourself in it. Are you sleeping? This is a big moment for you. Your first time on camera.
Oh, buddy, say hi.
He likes to be behind the camera, just like us. This was my first project where my drone work is featured. It's really interesting because when we're working on this project, we're having to throw ourselves into these roles that we are not experienced with, and that, to be honest, we really have no desire to do, but you gotta do it because it's part of the project. And that was the challenge with this, was COVID's happening, quarantine is here, what can we make with ourselves?
And one quote that we recently have heard is making art for art's sake. And that's what really is driving us to make this whole Wandering Through Creation project.
So the project is called Wandering Through Creation, and as you've seen in the branded titles, that it's wandering parentheses through creation, and that's the big dual of it, is that we're wandering through creation as pieces of wandering creation. I don't know if that's even necessary to say, but I feel like this is an opportunity to say it.
Yeah, really we are just wandering through the world. Yeah, that's what it is. In this scene where we're next to the river, there's kids floating by on floaties going down the river, right where the camera line is, and
there's this guy watching us, and when I'm doing this stunt and I'm falling, he's like, "Oh!" and he's making these crazy noises. And that's what happens when you're filming in this super public place like this.
The healing herb that he uses is chamomile.
Chamomile.
His bag is stuffed with carrots, beets,
kale, dandelion greens, all kinds of stuff. Because he's supposed to be a veggie farmer. Where's his farm? We don't know. Maybe he collects these veggies as he walks along. Who knows?
Overall, man, I really love this project.
Me too.
Ooh, I really love it.
I really love this project too. It's pretty cool, and it's very feel good. It's a positive ending. It's kind of what you're hoping for. The setting is obviously beautiful, and it was something that we just took advantage of. This is just the natural setting of where we are, and it's not something we had to create. It's just something that we had to capture, and I feel like that was the challenge of this particular project.
I feel like this whole project, literally the universe is just brought it to us. The location, the wardrobe, everything. It was just damn good.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching, and thanks for all your support.
It means so much to have people who are watching, and just the fact that someone would take the time out of their day to watch this. I think that's what was so inspiring about where these songs came from in the first place. And we were just exploring and wandering just to wander. If it wasn't for anything but to just go explore, and I think that that's where all this came from. Just creating to just create, and that's kind of what it's all about. So.
Straight up.
Are you gonna wake up and say goodbye?
Say bye, buddy.
Oh!
Bye, everybody.